Hey everyone, it's Miss Sluffle, and in this video we're going to talk about character traits. As we know from our previous videos and lessons, characters are who the story is about. So the story could be about a person, it could be about an animal, it could be about a thing like a robot or an alien. The character is just who is the story about. So there's two different types of character traits. There's their outside traits and their inside traits. In the outside traits, it's their physical traits. What do they physically look like? It's what you can see with your eyes. So some examples of that would be, this is a girl, she has brown eyes, and she's short. Those are her physical character traits. The inside is a little bit more complicated because it's your personality traits, it's your thoughts, it's the words that you say. You can't necessarily see your inside traits. So some examples of inside traits would be, maybe she's kind, maybe she's smart, maybe she's a good friend. So there's two types of character traits, what's on the outside and what's on the inside. So today we're going to read a book called Leo the Late Bloomer. And this is going to be our character, and his name is Leo. So the character in this story is a tiger. So he's an animal. Let's find out about Leo the Late Bloomer. Leo couldn't do anything right. He couldn't read. He couldn't write. He couldn't draw. He was a sloppy eater. And he never said a word. "What's the matter with Leo?" asked Leo's father. "Nothing," said Leo's mother. "Leo is just a late bloomer." Better late than never, Leo's father thought. Every day, Leo's father watched for signs of blooming. And every night, Leo's father watched for signs of blooming. "Are you sure Leo's a bloomer?" asked Leo's father. "Patience," said Leo's mother. "A watched bloomer doesn't bloom." So Leo's father watched television instead. The snow came. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. The trees budded. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. One day, in his own time, Leo bloomed. He could read, he could write, he could draw, he ate neatly, he also spoke, and it wasn't just a word, it was a whole sentence. And the sentence was, made it. The end. Leo, the late bloomer. So I have a chart, and we're going to talk about Leo's character traits. Let me move it closer. Okay. So Leo has characteristics on the outside, the things that you can physically see about Leo, and Leo has character traits from the inside about how he acts or what he thinks or how he is. So first let's look at his outside traits. Leo is a lion, and we know lions are very furry. So one of his character traits on the outside is he is furry. Let's sound it out. F. U. E. At the end, it sounds like an E, but it's actually a Y. So Leo's furry. Let's look at his colors. Leo is orange. Or O R I A N G. G. Sounds like a J, but it's actually a G. And then a secret letter, E. He's a tiger, so he's orange and he is black. B. O L I A K C K. He's furry, he's orange, he's black. He's also a kid or a child. But tigers aren't called children or kids, they're called cubs. So he is a cub. Cub. First sound k. C. U. B. So those are the things that we can see on the outside of Leo's body physically. But I think that the most important part of character is what is on the inside. What does your heart tell people about you? Are you a good person or are you a not so good person? So we know for sure that one thing that Leo is a late bloomer. He's a late bloomer. They talked about it all through the story. That was the problem in the story. He's a late bloomer. And what does that mean, a late bloomer? Well, in the story, all the other animals were reading and writing and drawing, and they were eating neatly, and they were even talking, and Leo wasn't doing any of those things. So that made Leo feel shy. S-H, shy, with a Y at the end. He was kind of shy. He was shy to talk. He was shy to read. He was just a little bit shy. But like every person in this world, we all bloom at different times. So just because your friend can do something and you can't, that is okay, as long as you do your best. So finally, after the spring flowers bloomed, so did Leo. He's finally bloomed, and then he could read, and he could write, and he could draw pictures, and he could eat neatly, and he could even start to talk. So another trait about Leo after he bloomed is he is smart. Let's sound it out. Art. Smart. First sound S. M. R. A-R. Like a pirate. Art. T. So even though it took Leo a little bit of extra time, that doesn't mean that Leo wasn't smart all along. It just means that he needed to bloom on his own time. And finally, at the end of the story, at the beginning of the story, and you look at Leo's face, he looks kind of sad, doesn't he? But by the end of the story, after he had bloomed, now Leo looks happy. So Leo is happy after he blooms. Let's write the word happy. A-P-E, happy. H. A. App. P. It's going to be 2 P's. App. E. When we hear that E sound at the end of the word, it is usually a Y. So those are Leo's character traits on the inside, which sometimes are even way more important than what's on the outside. So that's a great lesson. Everyone blooms in their own time, and we should look at the character traits inside of each other instead of on the outside. So if you have a book and you have a character that you want to write about, you can tell me some character traits. What is the character like on the outside? Is it a girl? Is it a boy? Is it a tiger? Is it a shiny robot? What does the character look like with your eyes? And then after you read the book, tell me about some things you learned about the inside of the character. Are they kind? Are they nice? Are they a good friend? Maybe they're shy, like Leo. Maybe they're a late bloomer. So write about a character that you have in your book. Have a great day.